You were born into a headline. Not a family, not a home, a headline. Before your first breath, your name was already being debated online. Not because of who you are, but because of who your father is, the man trying to colonize Mars. You don't remember your childhood starting. You remember screens, cameras, tweets, interviews. A world where your father speaks and markets crash, rise, or explode. You're 4 years old, the first time you hear someone say, "Your dad is changing humanity." You don't even fully understand what humanity means yet. Your toys aren't normal. You don't grow up with plastic dinosaurs and action figures. You grow up around rocket parts, prototypes, half-finished machines. At 6, you've already sat inside something that might one day leave Earth. Your dad doesn't explain things like other parents. He doesn't simplify. He just says, "This is how we make life, multi-planetary." And you nod, even though you don't understand a word. School isn't normal either, because normal kids don't have your last name. Teachers pause before calling attendance. Students whisper before talking to you. Some want to be your friend. Some want to use you. Some hate you, not because of you, but because of something your father tweeted last week. At 10, you Google your last name. That's your first mistake. You expect to find cool things, rockets, inventions, maybe memes. Instead, you find arguments, endless arguments. People calling your father a genius, people calling him dangerous, people calling him the future, and others calling him a mistake. You scroll for hours. By the end of it, you don't feel proud. You feel confused, because half the world loves your father, and the other half thinks he's ruining everything. And somehow, you belong to both sides. At dear, your father isn't always there. Not really. He's sitting in front of you, yes, but his mind is somewhere else. Mars trajectories, AI risks, factory problems, deadlines that could change the world. You ask him a simple question once. "Are you coming to my school event tomorrow?" He pauses, just for a second, but you notice. "I'll try." You learn what that means. By 13, you realize something important. You're not just a kid, you're a symbol. Every move you make reflects on him. Every word you say can become content. You post something online once, just a joke. Within hours, it's everywhere. Screenshots, reposts, analysis, people dissecting your personality like it's a product. That's when you stop posting, not because you want to, because you have to. Your escape becomes the internet, but not the public version, the hidden one. Gaming, a username nobody recognizes, no last name, no expectations, just you. For a few hours a day, you're not his son. You're just another player, getting called trash by strangers. And weirdly, that's the most normal thing in your life. At 16, you visit a launch site. You've been there before, but this time feels different. This time, you understand more. You watch a rocket stand taller than anything you've ever seen. Your father stands nearby, calm, too calm, like this is just another day, but you feel it. The tension, the risk, the possibility of failure, broadcast live to millions. The countdown starts. 10, 9, 8, your heart is racing. 3, 2, 1, ignition. The ground shakes, fire erupts, and for a moment, you forget everything else, because you're watching something impossible become real. And then you look at your father. He's not celebrating, he's analyzing, already thinking about what comes next. That's when it hits you. For him, this is never enough. There's always another goal, another mission, another impossible thing to chase. At 18, people start asking you the question, what are you going to do? It sounds simple, but it's not, because every answer feels wrong. If you follow his path, you'll always be compared to him. If you choose something different, people will say you wasted your potential. If you succeed, it's because of him. If you fail, it's because you're not him. There is no version of your life that is entirely yours. At 21, you try independence. A new city, new people, no announcements. You don't tell anyone who you are. For the first time in your life, you introduce yourself without the last name, and it feels strange, like you're lying, but also like you're finally telling the truth. You make friends, real ones, people who don't care about rockets or billion-dollar companies, people who treat you like a normal person. And for a while, it works, until someone finds out. They always do. It starts small, a look, a question, a quick search, and suddenly, everything changes. They don't see you anymore. They see him. At 25, you visit your father again. He's older now, still working, still building, still chasing something bigger than himself. You sit across from him, and for once, There's no cameras, no interviews, no audience, just you and him. You ask, was it worth it? He doesn't answer immediately. That's new. He looks at you, really looks at you, and for a moment, he's not the man the world sees. He's just your father, trying to find the right words. I don't know yet. That answer stays with you, because for the first time, he sounds human. Not a genius, not a billionaire, not a symbol, just a man who gave everything to an idea and isn't sure what it cost him. At 30, you understand something most people never will. You understand what it means to grow up in the shadow of something massive, something world-changing, something that doesn't leave space for normal life. You are his son. You grew up around rockets, revolutions, and relentless ambition. You had access to a future most people can't even imagine. But you also lived in a world where nothing was truly private, where your identity was decided before you could choose it. Now, you stand at a crossroads. You can follow his path, build, innovate, change the world, or you can choose something quieter, something smaller, something that belongs only to you. Because maybe, just maybe, the hardest thing about being the son of a man trying to change humanity is figuring out how to simply be human. This is your life, and in this life, you are connected to one of the most powerful names on earth, but still searching for a name that feels like your own.